Hello, this is Jer. This is the Nightmare series of Oxygen Not Included. I'm on the radioactive ocean asteroid that is metal poor and has a frozen core. Absolutely terrible place to be. As if it wasn't bad enough, all the game settings are on the maximum hardness, and we don't have teleportation or care packages. Enjoy! Welcome back. Today I have a few projects around the base to improve things. The first of which is to get these guys here, which are currently producing hydrogen at about -9 or so degrees. I want them to produce even colder hydrogen. I also want to compress this space so it doesn't take up all this area for my hydrogen production area. I'm going to do a similar thing over here at carbon dioxide. I want to get some of the space back to be able to build some other things in the future. And the other thing I want to do is optimize the actual cooling line going through here. So let's get started. First thing that I am working on today is optimizing this. So I've got liquid that's going through this area, but I want to minimize the amount of actual liquid that's going through this hot steamy area. It's in insulated ceramic pipes. But nonetheless, I think we can do a little bit better. The other thing is I also want to insulate these tiles themselves. Now, unfortunately, if I open this up, I'm going to have all my steam fall out. So what I'm going to do is destroy this. And then I'll destroy this. Put 2 tiles here to block this off so I can get these changed out. Those 2 tiles gone. We're going to take insulated tiles and put one here and here. And here. And these are just temporary for the next step. I've got a lot of new iron ore that I've collected from the last mission. So we're going to produce more steel. 30 pieces here. I've just set to priority 40. Or 4, just so that the dupes have something to do if they're running out of work in the meantime, so make sure we keep them busy. Got engineer on the way here to install this tile, or astronaut rather. So we're going to take 2 of these, going to make them out of ceramic. I'm going to put one here, put one right there, and go over here and here. Make this a high priority thing. So I want to minimize the amount of steam that we're going to let escape from this whole system. Of course, I've shut down the nuclear reactor so that it's less radioactive while we do some work in here. So we've got some ceramic going in these tiles. They're going to be switched over. We're going to lose a little bit of steam in this progress, so I'm going to just note where we are. Between 80 and 100 kilograms. But yeah, I don't know that we're going to have to worry about this at all, really. Okay, so with that, I can get rid of the insulated tile underneath. Once these are replaced, we'll make the change below. So I've got all this system here, and this system goes off every now and then. I've got it listening for 70 degrees or more. I had to put in a filter gate because sometimes my brine water would actually hang out here for a bit while it's waiting for the machine to go on and off. So hopefully what we're going to do is make that not as necessary. So we're going to start off by putting 2 bridges, one here and one here. We're going to take the temperature out here instead. That means we're going to be doing some extra cooling for a little bit longer, but I'm not worried about that because we're never going to have water that's going to freeze coming out of this thing in this particular setup anyway. So let's take this. And we'll build one of these right there. Lead's going to be fine because we're out in a vacuum. I've got a red bolt reflector to deal with. I don't see that being an issue though. Let's make sure this guy is off while we're doing some construction around here. We've got to connect the logic, but I want to make sure I don't go through that reflector. Just go down like this. Should work. And over here, we can simply just go through that. Can take that tile out now. As well as this one and this guy. Let's put in the next part of this. So the idea here, I'm taking the temperature. And if this thing can run, water's going to go into this guy, into this machinery. And then out. If it can't go into this guy, instead of going up and over that loop, so we're going to actually get rid of this, here, this connection right here. And instead, we're going to go out, disconnect this, disconnect this. We're going to go out into here. So this is going to be the new path when this machine doesn't run. Instead of going out in here into the hot area when this machine's not on, instead, liquid is going to go into here. You can jump over this like that. This is going to allow this guy to output its liquid at priority. So this goes out first before the stream goes through. So that's the setup there. Pretty much the similar thing over on this side. So we're going to disconnect this, disconnect this, disconnect this. Then we're going to hop over like that, making sure we've got a connection right there. Get rid of some of these old pipes since I've got this machinery turned off. Now I want this guy to be draining out, so I'll look at that. So one issue I may have here is I've got too much. Now that I made the line a little bit shorter, just by a small amount, I might have enough slack. We'll see here. But I might need to extend. This is a little area here where I'm siphoning off excess liquid. So just in case that's needed, which it might be, continue down this way. Just a little bit, just to make sure we've got the ability to get rid of some extra slack. But we might be fine. Let's have a look. Actually, so this has been drained out. We can get rid of this bridge now. And hopefully the same thing. Yeah, okay. Alright, there we are. Let's get rid of this bridge. We can get rid of the actual pipes on the top as well. So we no longer, this is nice, we no longer have our brine going through the top area at all at any point. And the piping or the watering that goes through here is going through insulated tiles. That takes on less heat as this whole thing goes around. I'll just finish off making sure that the pipes that are below are actually made of ceramic. So yeah, insulated ceramic, insulated ceramic, ceramic. Look at that. That is a nicer setup. Insulated ceramic, ceramic, ceramic. So at this point, it is possible that I could, once this machine shuts off, that I could get... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's make sure we set appropriate values here. Let's say if the temperature is above 50. And 50. And I'll get this guy. We'll see if... We'll leave that one at 70. For 5 seconds. Sure, that works. So this guy is indicating that cooling is needed. So it's running. So basically liquid's going in and liquid's going out. On this side, cooling is not needed. So notice that this was backed up. That's okay. So we do have a single piece right there that's going to sit in insulated ceramic. But that's better as a single piece than the multiple. So what I might do, I might drop this one to 45 so this gets a chance to run just a little bit more often. Or like in certain cases when this guy wouldn't. Just so that I can know that this is going to get flushed out. So it won't stay up there and potentially break over a long period of time. Alright, well, that is that little improvement. Let's move down to the next one, which is trying to miniaturize the gas area for carbon dioxide and hydrogen. So I essentially want to surround each of these guys in some tiling, put in a pump, some power, so that we don't get carbon dioxide leaking into a larger area. We're going to start off, if I'm going to seal this off, might as well remove all the material that's there, so we're going to put swept all stuff here, high priority, and then do a sweep both here and here to begin with. I'll also start taking down some of the material that's around here. What have we got? This, what would be the consequence of removing this? I guess this pump, is that still that's still connected to something, but I don't think we're gonna have an issue disconnecting that for a short period of time. So let's do that. Let's put in an alternate way to get down here. Open this area up a little bit. Some new material has fallen on this and that, so let's do take care of that. Now I want to insulate around this guy. So these guys actually produce nice and cool temperatures. I think it's minus 60 that it emits. So we're going to insulate around. Igneous rock is going to be fine. I'm going to seal this off on this side. Hold off until some of the construction's done, though. Do a similar thing. So I think I'm going to put a pump on each one of these guys. How about we use copper in this case? Put one there. I'll put one there. We're going to want to connect this with power. Now, if I do this, I guess this is going to be one tile where we're going to be leaking coldness. I think we might be able to just live with that fact. Otherwise, I could insulate or create a vacuum area around that. In fact, let's go below. Just in case I want to do construction up here in the future. Over on this side. Let's see. I will do the same thing. We'll go below. Actually, might as well go right there. Because that's going to allow me to minimize the piping that's on the inside of this system. Here, here. And here and here. So I want to store some excess carbon dioxide. Both these guys are in overpressure, it looks like. But also outputting, it's not quite minus 60, but it's pretty close. Pretty cool conditions. My thinking is, let's store this just down here. I'm going to store both the carbon dioxide from both these guys in one place. That's going to be right in here. Seal this off. I'm going to put two pumps in here. So put one there, one there. We're going to have two drop-off locations, one for each of the pumps. I have the left one, the right one. The idea is I'm going to push in some carbon dioxide to both these guys. Push it in from the bottom. Like this, so that's for one pump, that's for the other pump. And then we'll have an out path, which will go up here. And this will be the exit. So if we want to get some carbon dioxide from the system, this is the direction it's going to be going from. And we'll have to connect these two guys. So we see we have this pipe here. Need to expand this. Actually, what I can do, make a path like that, maybe. Disconnect this guy, disconnect this guy, disconnect this guy, and that guy. Then we can make a simple path from here up to this guy. The other thing, before I forget, actually, let me put this in right now. I want an Atmo sensor next to each pump to tell it not to run if the pressure is low enough, so we're not wasting power. Automate that connection here. I can start to insulate a little bit further. Same thing over here. Might have more construction to be done here, so I'm going to tear down this setup. This was to deal with the natural gas had built up. Extend this at least by one suit, maybe 2 or 3. This pump is gone. Let's make sure that we don't have any logic that's in the way. We do. Okay, let's get rid of that. On the hunt for some petroleum that I can put down in there. So this is just over 1 kilogram. I need something that is under 20, so that will do. Put this guy right there. And I'll go search for another one somewhere between 1 and 20 to put over here. Gonna work in this area next. Really cool looking monument from the past, but it takes up so much space. We're gonna get rid of that. Also like to put in some more natural tiles this time on this side. I'm gonna have to go a little bit further out to make that happen. Maybe these 3 tiles work with a pip just to produce more hydrogen. My thinking is we're going to seal this off. Actually, I can't seal this off in the same way. Thinking about this, because I plan to seal this off such that no dupe can go in here. I am thinking about it now. I'm going to have dupes here, which means I need a liquid airlock. Okay, all right. Note on that one. We'll take care of that and then come back to that in a little bit. Let's make sure these pumps have some power. Oh, what's this? Stable problem on the pip stable. Red sig, it's got to be this one then. We have critter count below 8. Maybe we're just not giving enough time here. I'll double check that these are actually set to 200 and 200. Yeah. Alright, I will give those dupes a little bit more time. I've been looking for some new dupes, actually. I'm thinking maybe if we can get more dupes and give a few more dupes the critter wrangling, or the critter ability, maybe that won't be an issue. Let's empty these. This one here, this one here. We'll connect this with power. So maybe we'll make a crossing right there, but I'm going to do that at the end. What I might do here is just lower this bar to 7. So if we're behind 1 pip, I don't need to know about that. But if we're behind several pips, I'll try 7. Then I can wait for the dupes to try to fix that on their own. Okay, let's get back down here. We've got, how much liquid is in this one? Happy with that. Let's just open this guy here. But, yeah, nothing on the floor. Let's seal this off then. Boom, we've got, gotta be careful because I still want to allow the dupes to get down in there. Maybe I'll put a ladder here. I guess that's not going to do them any good. Though they can't get up here anymore with this little pathway. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that that still is the pathway that they can go to. Extend that like that. Now inside here, is there anything else? Let's just do a little bit of sweeping before we close. Wrong. Before we close that off. And is there a sensor in here that I would want to put in? Why don't, just in case I want to have some sort of alert if this gets low. I may not want that, but it's easier to do now than later. That could give me an indication when this is getting low. Other than that, maybe I'll make that a priority so we can get this little section sealed off. Thinking we might put a vacuum seal here to keep the coolness from leaking out in this area. Right now, it's not going to be a concern, but maybe I build like normal base stuff here in the future. This guy I'm probably not going to worry about because we're always just going to be pumping it low. So pressure is going to be low there, but pressure could very well be very high in this zone. That being the case. Oh, right. This should be an easy enough fix. Let's just put a bridge like this. Then I'll build pipe out going like that. Put high pressure vents right there. And for some of this logic to be built, then we can seal this area off. I see a clearing up here, so I can seal that guy. Okay, here we are. Hopefully I put in all the components necessary because we're going to seal this off. Okay, that can't go exactly there, then can it? Which means I might need to change that as well. Let's design the part that can't change. So that's out here. Then we'll, let's get rid of some of that wiring below us. And we'll put in our mini gas pump wherever it can fit. Could it fit like this? Actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to have another one of these guys to actually exit this area. Which the pump is not going to like if I tried to do that. So what I might actually need to do is come out a little bit further. Either that or go further down. Thinking I'd like to try to avoid that. Let's see, how about we put the pump shaped like this then? No, I guess the top is where the power is. Okay, we'll put it right there. So I guess that bridge is coming back. We're going to have to take this out one more. Vent that right there. Seal around this guy. Now this side, I suppose, doesn't need to be insulated. Before I seal that off, though, let's get the construction done first. One of the things I want for this hydrogen cooling project is ethanol. Make 4 of these guys. So 2 over here, and then we'll have another 2. Let's see, might need some natural plants we gotta get rid of. Pips have been busy here. Extend this actually out like this. But this is going to make some lots of carbon dioxide. So let's put in a few carbon dioxide skimmers just to have while these are running. Put one here, we'll put one Somewhere's where Pip's been far too busy. So these need some power. We will need a liquid output line. Now I want this to get nice and cool. Let's find a place towards the bottom of the base I can store that. It can get cold in the meantime. Let's have a look. Thinking maybe down here would be a good spot. Let's make some granite tiles here and here. Put that in. I want to make sure that chlorine gets out of the way. So we're going to store it and have it initially cool off. Means we will need a pipe to go from here. So we're producing ethanol. Maybe, just wondering from this point on, let's not worry about this insulation until we get a little bit further up. Go up to there. We'll create insulated pipes to transport it the rest of the way. Let's put in several of these guys. Have enough space here? I think we do. And 1 and 2 more of those guys. Carbon skimmer just to take care of the carbon dioxide. Let's join these 4 ethanol lines together. Just like that. Then we'll transport it down here. Down like this. Actually, we'll take advantage of the fact that bridge is already sitting there. Then we will cross this guy. Go through the hospital, how about? Another bridge right here. Let's go down to this point right there. We can just use regular stuff from this point on. Excellent. So we'll get some cool ethanol, or we'll bring some ethanol here and then cool it down. Can make sure this guy has some power. Make this like that. Make that a priority build. Seal this area off now to start the vacuum process. Oh, hold on. Need to open that up so we can actually have dupes to get down here if they want to get down there for some point. Now my plan is to bring heavy wiring into here. Let's just get rid of the regular wires in this zone. Once I seal all this off, I will need a pump or 2 to actually remove the pressure in here before I actually use it for anything useful. Get rid of this guy. Start the heavy watt wire. Wrap around like this. Oh, hold on. Whoa. This isn't gonna work, is it? What I meant to take that down by 1. Or I could actually... No, this could still work like this. I just have to change the design slightly. Just put this like that. Put that like that. But, let's get a ladder going down. Take the heavy watt wire. Connect all that together. Then from here, how about we upgrade this section? Wrap around this. Oh, let's see. Do I need this door anymore? What was that for? I guess keeping critters out. Actually, we won't need this in a little bit, actually, once I take this out, so I think we'll be fine. I think I've got a stable where I could use more of you, so probably wrangling that would be smart. 8 there, 6 there. I still don't have my critter notification for that one, but I'll come back to that. How are we making out up here? So yeah, lots of work to be done. Let's make sure we've got some water going to these carbon skimmers to deal with all of that carbon dioxide. One there. See, a little bit of ethanol has been created. Let's plug some water in there. Plug some water in there. It's going to be a polluted water going out. Have all that be directed. Let's see. Actually, that's a polluted water line right there. So if I can get into that, should be easy enough. There we go. That will work. Let's see, this is not quite right. This is the carbon skimmer that's gonna go. Put a pipe between these guys. But we're producing our first pieces of ethanol. It's going down the pipe, just being held up there, but eventually we'll get it a little bit further into this zone. Oh, this is a place the dupes can't get to, can they? That's right. What should I do? Actually, we kind of have a liquid lock there, and I'm not really overly concerned about carbon dioxide going in here, so why don't we just open this up so that dupes can get in this area. I'm going to expand the amount of hydrogen that I'm getting, so I'm going to start off by making 3 natural tiles right here. I'm going to make that, I think this is going to work 4 tiles away. If I go left, I only need 3 tiles away, but in this case, do that. Put in some, let's see, how about we use aluminum there. I'll just use some copper in this case. That there and there. We're still working on that pipe. Or actually, the pipe might be complete. I think we just need to build this. That ethanol can start making its way down. Let's just make sure we don't have too much carbon dioxide from these guys. It looks like everything's backed up. That is the case. Looks like we may have unloaded all the material that I've been collecting inside Morpheus. Let's just double check there isn't something I might have forgotten. It's looking good, actually. So yeah, awesome. That's a lot more iron ore for us to ultimately produce more steel. Well, I'm just looking inside there, just have a thought. How about we go over to, I can't even remember what asteroid was it, this one? Yes. Let's just verify, first of all, temperature is okay. Still collecting some gas. Look at that. Carbon dioxide, natural gas, chlorine. Nothing looks broken down here. The gas is pretty thin. How would I bring that up? 500. Do the same up here as well. Didn't I have... Ah, yes, over here. But yeah, no, this area, this is cool. This is continuing to run. That's nice, and I haven't had to send a dupe back to do some sort of repair. Getting a no food alert. That's because we're getting power outages. Auto sweeper is turned on enough to refill this fridge. Now that's probably because all these guys are running. Maybe what I'll do, I will stop producing stuff with this guy. Come back to that later once we've got already finished our ethanol. Maybe the same thing over here too. Let's I'll just click in this case, disable building, so we can serve a little bit of power while we're running our ethanol distilleries. Go back here and create 2 more natural tiles. Getting some stable warnings, and I think the reason is I don't have enough eggs here, so up this sensor right there to 15. Now we've got 22 eggs in there at the moment. See if that helps move things along. Probably gonna have a problem down here at some point, so just go ahead and make that a 7. Looks like that guy has already been set. I'm gonna start to isolate or insulate all around this guy. The idea of getting the temperature extremely low so that these guys hydrogen that they produce, because they produce a good amount of hydrogen, which is awesome from power production, but I can get that hydrogen a little bit colder. But in order to do that, first of all, I need to make the thin air a little bit thinner, but I only want to get this area cool, so I need to actually build a little insulation, and we also need to have a liquid airlock. So there is a pip. We've got some Saturn critter traps. I'll dump that on the floor, and we'll see how well they do planting over here. Ethanol is making its way down to this liquid reservoir. Currently have about a ton. Would be nice if we could start to take down the pressure inside this area. Let's build a pump right here in the central zone. Take that, pump it. Let's see, I need just to jump over that. That will make its way in over here. Oh, whoops. Did I forget? Okay, what about this one? Okay, that one I didn't forget. Yeah, we need an actual pipe that goes out through there, so before we get going with that too much, maybe we should pop back in there. We also need to provide some power. Haven't completed that. There we go. I'm gonna add some insulation around this guy. I'm gonna put in 2 pumps in here to take out the hydrogen. Just have to decide where that's gonna be. Maybe a good central area, or both on the left and right. What is going on? I've got another no food alert. We're not running the metal refinery. Oh, yeah, okay, right. We're out of hydrogen. A little bit more is on the way. Okay. What are we gonna do here? It was this pump here, probably is, did I disconnect this? So that's set up there. What with the logic? Ah, okay, this, I reroute it around this door, just that this wouldn't be in the way, but let's make this the priority build then, since we need that hydrogen, very dependent on hydrogen for power. It has been far too long since I've got a new dupe. This is the 13th dupe carpenter, interested in handy skills, but they actually are interested in building. So we're gonna join the team. Pretty sure I've got a spare cot table for them to be able to eat that. Let's continue the insulation around this. We'll try to minimize the area as much as possible. I've got to leave some room for the pumps, though. We also have need to have a spot to go in and out of here. We need a liquid airlock. What I'm going to use is this ethanol, because this ethanol doesn't get cold until like minus 100. I want it to get to at least to minus 90 or so to try out producing really cold hydrogen. We're producing cold hydrogen, but I want like super cold as we can get it. Experiment. We'll see about where this goes. Experimenting with that. So let's see. This actually has to be a double liquid airlock. The first one though needs to be ethanol. So we'll have this one as liquid. Go kind of in this fashion. Go up like that. Actually, we can even take that out now. So I will push in some ethanol right there. Then we need another liquid. It could be ethanol, but this needs to sustain cooler temperatures, so I'll probably use brine. So continue down. Let's see, we'll drop down like that. So that's where brine will be. And then we'll have a vacuum in between here. Like this. And then over on this side, this is going to be the entrance. Because every now and then you need to go in and remove the plant food for these guys to continue on. So I still need to have dupe access, unlike the carbon dioxide spot. Let's see where we get with all of this setup. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we're getting a plant. There's a plant right there. And oh, haha! One of those critters actually went into it. That is fantastic. So I'm going to open this up to go to the next one. There it is. The seeds, pips, go to it, if you will. This isn't working out. I think I know what the problem is. I don't normally ever go in this direction, because the pips, when they look at plants somewhere, so they look at 5 in directions in this way, 5 in this way, but then 6 and 6 in this way. Basically, I was pretty sure 4 was the right distance, but I've got a plant now from left to right. I think that's what's going on here. We'll see. I'm going to take this out and try to see if I can get this in. Curious if this is actually going to work or not, but we'll see. The dupes down here, I'm going to give them liquid vents. We'll put one here, one there. Something might be wrong about my calculation. For some reason, I still can't get any plant right here. If I measure out 6 and 6, I'm only getting a single plant. I should be able to get up to 2. That pip was not happy about being in this environment. There are more than pips that could potentially plant something if this was available. I'll let that go for a little bit longer. We'll see what happens. Over here, we're getting ethanol pushed in. Actually, maybe what I'll do, let's put in, fill in that tile. I'll destroy it once the ethanol gets up to this level. Oh, and make sure that gets built as well. See some snow. Let's move that out of here. So that's where we want to put in some brine. So I've got to connect the brine line. What is the best way to go? Maybe down in here from this spot. And I can see the little path for the dupes to be able to get up in here and access that. Since this is not working out as I expected, but we cancel there. We'll see if one of these guys will create a tile there at least. Let's start insulating on the top of this. I'm going to actually leave this open just a little bit, but we'll go over here like that. Keep this accessible until we've got this completely built. And we're going to put 2 pumps in here. Oh, I don't have enough height, actually, do I, to make that happen? Okay, we need to actually go up a little bit more. So yeah, the pip did plant something there. I believe now we should be able to get one here. And I'll just let that be. If I really want it to, and maybe if I get desperate, I could tear this whole thing apart. And I could even create this to be a natural tile and move over. Or if I'm completely, I think I'm just going to see if I can get away with 2 more of these, leave it at that. But if I wanted to, maybe I could go visit another one of these guys to produce some hydrogen production area. But let's continue on just with this. I'm thinking, let's put 1 pump right here. And 1 pump right here. Need to seal that off. We're almost at the point I'm going to have a liquid airlock. That's going to prevent the hydrogen from spilling out into this zone. And then I guess there's no real reason to have this ladder going down at that point. Because ultimately I want to seal this off. Let's start to look at the cooling line. I've got this hydrogen going up, and that's been running for a while. Don't need to actually have that anymore. But what I do want to have is an ethanol cooling line. That's going to visit these guys. Make everything very cold. Let's see, I'll want some tiling around here. Make that out of granite. Make that out of granite. The idea is, I'd like to have some gradient pipes, tri-lead. It's going to go through here. Just bring in the cold, essentially. We'll go up and around like that. Actually, I don't even know that we need that much. Let's try just cooling that off itself. From this side on, we'll insulate, and I'll connect to an aqua tuner down here that's going to send ethanol in and out until this gets extremely cold. And we'll see how these plants do at that point. We have produced a lot of ethanol. We do not need any more. So I will go up here. Get rid of our ethanol distill. Oh, wow. Okay. Those carbon skimmers are not doing what I was hoping they were doing. Let's take these 4 things out. Should have kept my eye on this. Why is this? Oh, oh, no. Okay, well, that explains why. Let's build that right there. Make that a priority build. So we can get that polluted water out of here and start to clean up the carbon dioxide that has accumulated on this side of the base. Actually, do I have any spare suits? I forgot to give this to our newest dude. Oh, and farmer, you don't have one either. Oh my, okay. With that bridge back, that should start the flowing. So I should get these carbon skimmers running. Don't I? Didn't I have to? Ah! I had destroyed the wrong one. Whoops. So bring that back. So we can start to get rid of that carbon dioxide. Should see this guy start to run here. I was giving it some ethanol by mistake, or oh, and I'm not giving it any water. Okay. How do I? Let's do that. And I'll connect that soon. What? Oh, that came out of that guy, didn't it? I understand, I see. Now that I've got enough ethanol in here, I can open up this area, not worry about hydrogen making its way out. At some point we need to make this a vacuum, so we'll start that process now. How about? Need to bring in some power. See if I can connect interconductive wire. Maybe up here for this part of the project. I am noticing some hydrogen building up here, and it almost seems like these guys are kind of confused and sending their hydrogen below themselves. We'll see if that continues or if that was just a freak thing. But yeah, something to watch. So that means this setup isn't quite right, if that's the case. Now, I do not know if this is going to be an absolutely terrible idea, but I guess we'll find out at some point. We're going to put an aqua tuner in here with a small little line of ethanol. We'll try insulating it really well, going in and out of here. Maybe I'll put that in those tiles as well. So, what is this line here? Oh, this is the old ethanol. Actually, let's add a little bit more ethanol before we go and do this. Cut right there. Have more ethanol dumped there. We've got some brine on the way in. What I'm going to do next is put in the storage area for this cold hydrogen. Or is there a need? Oh yeah, I think that's the whole idea. I want to make this thin air so I can cool it off. Because the thicker this air is, the harder it's going to be to actually cool off this zone. This is my thinking anyway. We have two places. Two pumps, so we'll have two places to dump this. And just dump it above. It's going to be one spot. That'll be another. This will be pretty cold stuff once we cool this area off. So we'll insulate around. Though I do need to have power going in and out. Maybe before I fully do this. Oh, of course. I want to be careful about the heat exchange. Okay, let me think about this one. But anyway, we're gonna put in two pumps nonetheless. One here, one there. And one pump is going to push into this. The other pump will push into that. They will both have bridges there and there. These will push up. And that's where we're going to get our hydrogen we can use for power production. Build the ladder so we can get to the top of this easily. I would say we've got enough brine. Let's stop consuming that. We've got nearly enough ethanol as well. But we go down and stop consuming it from that point. Okay, I've decided how I'm going to do this power. Let's move this over. These pumps down here, we're going to give them... Well, actually, I could go out around there, but that maybe is further than I want to go. But what I'm thinking is I'm going to take the power out here. Let's see. Maybe if we did that, put a pump in there, we'll seal this wall up. Oh, if I can fit a pump, that's the thing. Okay, that'll have to be, that'll have to go like that. Okay, this should work. Let's then build the ladder up and around like this. Give these two pumps some power. Plus that guy. And I was blocking this off for the pips. I don't need that anymore. We can take our heavy watt wire line up. Might not need this airlock in the future, but I'll go around this for the time being. So the only area I really have to make sure I do really good is this, because I'm going to be sealing this off. Any little patches that I want to do in this zone can be done in the future. Oh yeah, you're definitely going to need some power too. Where do I plug in for that? Made sure to seal around this. I don't know if that's going to actually matter that much, but just want to try to minimize the use of this if I can. I think for now, maybe I'll change this later, but for now, let's just go the long way around. Oh, and this guy has not started its process of making it vacuum. You know what? Since there's carbon dioxide in there, we could just simply do that. See, this beacon is covered up. We better make sure that someone digs that out. Wait a minute. Oh, can mining equipment not touch something that is that difficult to dig through? Oh my. Okay, well, I guess that's the case. There's really nothing I can do other than having the dupes clear that off, which I guess makes this pointless. Huh. I am not 100% sure that this is going to work out the way that I had planned, but you know what? Let's keep going. See what I can get this thing to do. Let's have a look at the ethanol that's actually inside here. Temperature is 28.5 degrees. That will be loaded into this guy in a little bit. We got to make sure this guy has some power though. So my thinking is, let's go through this as much as possible. Up and into that. And then I'll put in the typical design where, let's see. If I turn this off, I want the liquid to still go through, I think. But, would that work? I'm a little bit concerned that that's going to give too much ethanol in the line. Actually, hold up. Let's check to make sure this is still functioning. Okay, that's good. This doesn't need cooling. It's going to hold that guy in there. Over here, it's doing the same thing. Okay. Just had me worried there for a second. Going back in here to think about this. Or I could just simply take the temperature in here. No, let's take the temperature of the actual liquid itself. I'll explore this for a little bit. I don't see any more new hydrogen, I don't believe. So I'm thinking maybe that must have come in from somewhere else, hopefully. Oh, wait a minute. We had a Saturn critter shop that was back there. That's where that hydrogen came from. Okay, it wasn't somehow going through these tiles. Oh, okay. Alright, where was I? I was putting in this little section here. See how that goes in. I will be taking the temperature of this ethanol. Right there. That will determine whether the machine will run or not. What is the current temperature? Minus 15. Ugh. I don't feel that great. I wish this ethanol was a little bit cooler. I almost wonder if I should bring in Aquatuner down here and do some initial cooling of this stuff. Just because I worry about putting it up into here. I think it'll be easy enough to keep this cool once it gets cold. But to do the initial cooling might cause a bit of a heat issue. How about put in 2 granite tiles here. See if I can get away, because I don't have that much steel. Making this out of gold amalgam. And I'll just loop this through, because there's no point in doing any insulation or anything like that. Simple path, just like that. And I'll watch this closely. Maybe I say that. Maybe we should still have some sort of logic there just in case I go and get involved with something else. Let's see if we can take this down. It's going to need some power, won't it? So all that ethanol has made lots of carbon dioxide. Hopefully no one's sick, because our hospital is not in a breathable zone. I've got this carbon skimmer. It may take that a little bit of time. Let's see the skim. Oh, right. Didn't really connect that, did I? Whoops. Gotta keep a better eye on my base here. Oh, and this guy actually can't run. Okay, so this guy's starting to eat at this carbon dioxide, but it's already had its time, unfortunately. Fall way down here. Maybe what I do is I'll put in a second one of these, at least temporarily. Maybe even a third. Maybe even one up here. Just to really make sure we deal with all this. Okay, let's connect it. Let's connect that in there. Gotta bring in some water. So can just go down in there. See, there has been a pip down here. It's been busy. I'm gonna go back here and remark this as a place I want to have my critter traps dropped into, at least the seeds. So that those pips don't essentially fill all my base with hydrogen. This setup is not exactly working. First of all, I think definitely got to get access to water for these guys. I'm assuming this was an old pipe that... Oh, that's the ethanol, the old ethanol line. Okay, yeah, we can definitely use that if we want. Don't hold it there, do that there. But think the way that this is combining is a bit of an issue. Because what I'm getting here is pipe blocked, even though there's enough liquid to go in there. So I think maybe what I need to do is this instead. This area is also pretty bad with carbon monoxide. I'm going to take one of these guys, put it right down there. And when I do, help open this up. Airflow tile right there. This guy's going to need some water. So I know at the end, this is going to essentially be a water line. So cross this, cross this. Push water in here. Ultimately getting to this machine. Then we're going to have polluted water. I could take that, actually, and just push it in here because this is the only thing is that going to cause confusion in the line. Let's just do this instead. See how that goes. But I can get rid of this system once carbon dioxide goes back down. Now we've got our series of carbon skimmers running. You can kind of see the gas coming a little bit more thin. It's going to make its way towards oxygen. As that starts to push down. I almost wonder if I should just replace one of these machines temporarily. We'll see. Dude don't want to spend a lot of time over here, so once this is built, maybe that'll be enough. Looking for something to put in this gas storage area, but I want to be careful not to use petroleum because if it really does get down to extreme temperatures, that could actually become solid material. So what I'm going to do is destroy this. I'm going to fill this with a little bit of ethanol. I think I have 20 kilograms amongst the two. That should be perfect. Starting to panic for a moment when I seen this nuclear waste next to this pump. That's a pump that's not actually connected to anything anyway. What is the temperature we've got to 28? Actually, it's pretty decent. How much water we have? Massive amount, 80,000 kilograms per tile there. Okay, so this guy is starting to run. That's going to help with that. I just think I could get rid of these two by this point. And we just get a thin level of oxygen over here. Ooh, it's not that great over here, actually. We put the carbon skimmer, say, down here. Open this up just a little bit. Bring in some power for that. Where's my water line? It's the only thing. Shouldn't be too bad, but I will need both polluted water. Do that, and an actual just normal water line. Guess we can just go in like this and that. Okay, so the bottom one is the water. What is going on there? Okay, so the bottom one is the water line. And the top one's the polluted water, so this is going to be a water. I gotta get through all that. How about go like this, and then like that. And then we'll make 2 cuts, and I'll come back later. Oh, actually, we're fine now, aren't we? Perfect. So this means we'll get our water line going in like that. No, let's not touch that. And this is going to be our polluted water line. I could either make 2 bridges. In this case, why don't we just... hold on. I see. Yeah, that's the polluted water line, correct. Polluted water line is going this direction. Water is going into that direction. I think that is going to be it for today. Let's, before I forget, let's take that ethanol. We'll empty that out. I'll finish this up and see how this big experiment's going to go. But this isn't the only thing that I was working on. I've compressed this area here, which is quite nice. So we've got this new place to take our carbon dioxide. Starting to create a little vacuum in that spot, and hopefully at some point we will make this thinner air than it is right now. Had a little bit of a carbon dioxide issue, but starting to take care of that. And oh yeah, we've got a little improvement way up here, which is nice. And a special thanks to Cedric, actually, this is the one that gave me the recommendation for both trying to reduce the amount of pipes that are in this really hot area in the steam, plus the fact that these plants, if you cool them down, haven't actually done it yet, but I'm going to continue to experiment to see if I can get there. But if you can cool them down, they can actually produce even colder hydrogen, which is kind of neat. I thought I'd definitely have to try that out. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you next time where I continue on and hopefully complete this project and continue on with the rest of the base upgrade. So I'm going to go from here. Till then.